off. If you don't have homework due today, so I'm not going to be walking around checking off homework. If you guys have missing work that you desperately want to turn in before the quarter is up, you can do so after class at 3:15 when class is over. Okay? That would be a fine time to turn in missing work if you have it. Other than that, if you are looking for, I do not have your tests graded. I generally don't grade during the week, just so you can look. So you know. I will be grading them tomorrow. They should be updated in Synergy by around noon. So if you're wanting to check because you just desperately can't wait to know how you did, you could check Synergy by around noon. And if they're not there at noon, wait. Don't talk to me. Okay? I'll be grading them. I'll do my best to get them done by noon. If they're not in by noon, then you could just chill and you'll check them later. What? Yeah, so you will have opportunities. We'll talk about retake stuff. You obviously won't be able to do it for the quarter. But again, your quarter grade in here is not permanent. It's very changeable if you do the work. It might serve as a little bit of a wake-up call for some of us. But you can change your quarter grade. It disappears, like it doesn't stay. It doesn't go on a high school transcript or anything like that. So you're not going to be able to retake the test before the quarter, but you'll be able to retake it before the semester, which is what? Huh? Yeah, your tech rotation is permanent, but that's it. Okay, so next thing, we're going to pass out some unit books. When I give you a stack,
to the other side.
She's lazy. Short people.
Was that on film? Delightful.
Live from New York.
Yeah, all right. Okay. Ow. The first thing I want you guys to do is make sure you put your name on it.
Yes, okay.
Your old books. You don't necessarily have to carry them around with you, but I would keep them if you have a space at home where you keep your books. We are going to be referencing those problems, and that material is going to be on your final. Now, am I going to look at it again? Probably not. I'll recommend problems for you to do in them, though, and if you don't do them, oh, this is nice. You're just lounging right there. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, Stevie. Just look out for yourself, man. This will turn on eventually. Tai Chi. Yeah.
It wasn't slow enough to be Tai Chi. You gotta get slow.
That's as slow as I get, man.
Slow, bro.
Okay, let's see now. Oh, wrong button. I love
Right button.
technology. There we go. Also, please. As a reminder, if you lose your notebook, I will gladly give you one more for $1.
Wow. Oh, geez. I mean, we don't have to make copies anymore?
Huh? You can go ahead and copy someone else's. I don't know, but I'm not giving you another one.
No, you only have to make copies for it.
Hold on. Please make sure you have your homework tonight written down. And like I've already warned you once, I forgot to warn you yesterday, so I'll warn you again now. The amount of work I expect, especially if there are Pythagorean theorem problems or any other problems, yes, you need to show your work. I know that there are lots of things that you can do in your head. I will not be giving you credit on Tuesday if you don't show enough work. If you want to run that risk and just see if you showed enough, I'll gladly tell you no. Andrew, don't play with that. Are you sure? You don't necessarily have to write down the formula, although, hey, that's a really good practice you should do. Not necessarily, but you do need to show me plugging in, you do need to show me squaring the numbers, and you do need to show me the square root. I do not just want random numbers showing up on your paper. Okay? So, make sure you know the problems for tonight. These are due on Tuesday. I didn't tell the last class, I'm not telling you. Okay. Next thing, we are still going to be reviewing some stuff. We're still going to be doing surface area problems. And because we're starting triangle stuff as well, here is your warm-up.
Okay, find the surface area. Okay.
I still don't know how to find the surface area.
Oh, I forget.
All right, listen.
Oh, wait, yes. Okay. Good job.
Real quick. Hey, guess what? Hold on. Sam, pause. Arden, pause. Now, some of you... Okay, as we just witnessed when I tried to pass you out a book, witnessing the same thing, which we also witnessed yesterday. Myself and other students in this class are quickly losing patience with those of you who don't follow directions. It's annoying and it wastes all of our time. I don't want to tell you simple things more than once. Unless you want me to call you out, I recommend you start paying attention to what I'm saying. Thank you. Okay, here, if we're trying to find the surface area of a cone, some of you guys are tempted to kind of look in your book and be like, I don't know. Try to make sense. What's SA? What's LA? Like, who cares? I don't know. I do know, but who cares? Here, thinking about this cone, I need to find the area of that circle. Should be pretty easy. It's a circular base. We know how to find the area of the circle. The radius right here is 4 inches. It's a weird looking 4, but I'm calling it 4. I'll fix it for you so I don't have any complaints.
It's a beautiful film.
You're just happy I gave you your bus pass.
I just appreciate you.
Okay. Also, the height is 3. But guess what? You don't need the height to find the surface area of the cone. You need the slant height. And if I look closely, I'll notice in this cone, there's what? A right angle, and specifically I heard right triangle. And if I had a right triangle, just hypothetically, and I wanted to know the hypotenuse, do I have a tool or a method for finding the hypotenuse of a right triangle?
Possibly.
Maybe. I don't want to name, any old mathematicians right now.
Right here, but
Okay? You got 2 sides of a triangle. You need the third side. To find the surface area of a cone, I'll just give it to you because I'm just losing patience. Area of the circle, pi r squared. That's the circle piece. The sides of the cone are pi r times the side, the length of the cone, the slant height. Okay? You guys have about 2 minutes to find the surface area of that cone. Even if you said that sarcastically, I would love it more than anything. Okay, so here, like I just said, but it's okay. It's just been a long week for me. If I'm looking at this triangle, it's not drawn to scale, okay? I didn't draw it very well. 3 inches. Look, it's right there. 3, 4. Trying to find this missing side, this C or L, whatever. Okay? No. I love it, though. The reason why, Raul, if I felt like everyone knew how to do it, I would say yes. But there were a lot of crazy answers, so I'm going to take the time to explain as a highly trained individual. I'm not really highly trained.
don't worry, she's professional at this.
Don't worry. That's what the word is. All right. Here. Missing side of a right triangle. Pythagorean theorem, named after Sir Pythagoras of ancient times. I don't know.
We didn't like either fish or beans.
3 squared plus 4 squared equals C squared. 3 squared, 9, 16, 25 equals C squared. Now, first error is that people go, oh, cool, my slant height's 25. Yeah, no. Raul, what do I have to do from here? Yeah. Hold up. See if time out. How do I know it's 5? What do I have to do?
Oh, you squared it. Oh, the square root of 5 is 25.
Almost. Yeah, the square root of 25.
Well, I don't know. I still got 5, so I don't care what y'all laughing at. I still
No.
got 5.
Hey, they're laughing because you're adorable, okay? This, yes, but Raul, do you really want to know, or are you just being like, ugh? Square root of 25 is 5. You're absolutely correct. Because 5 times 5 is 25, right? 5 squared is 25. So now I know my slant height. I know this L is equal to 5 inches.
And then can I, like, do the equation?
Go ahead.
I did pi times 4 is pi times 4 times 5 equals 113.4.
Hold up. You kind of did. Yeah, so pi times 4 squared. Remember, you have to square first. So I'm going to say that's pi times 16. Because I square 4 first. Plus pi times 20. Because it doesn't matter which way I multiply. You could, if you're fancy pants, you could call that 36 pi square inches. Pythagoras. Or you could, of course, multiply 36 times 3.14159, and get your answer of 113. You guys are going to like that.
Close enough.
I got it.
I am literally.
Is it okay? Is it okay if you got 113.09? No.
Because you're not rounding correctly.
What do you mean?
Cool. I'll take it.
What's wrong if you got 0.09?
Let's talk.
You have to round it.
Hold on. I'll show you. Here's what you got. And you're like, oh, I'm just going to chop it off. You don't ever just, you don't do that. Okay? Here, if I want to keep and cut this off at 2 decimals, I have to round. You always round. Whether it's decimal, whether we're talking about real life. Matthew, do not talk while I'm talking. So this 7, since I want to only keep 2 decimals, I look at the next decimal place. 5 or more raises score. You guys ever heard that one? Yeah. I don't know. Shh. 7. This would round up. 9 rounded up is 10. Kicks over into 10. Okay? Or 1. You don't have to write the 0 because it technically doesn't do anything. But hey, 2 decimal places, significant digits. Your chemistry teacher will teach you about that. Sure. Okay. Correct answer. Either of these are acceptable. 0.09. Am I happy that you got really stinking close? Yes, I am. But should it be 0.10? Yes, it should. 0.1, 0.10, same. Okay. They're,
I don't know, I just heard you just say.
repeat like different. I would choose someone else if I was going to repeat. Yeah. Still should have got this. 16 times pi plus 20 times pi. Samesies. Then you rounded, or you didn't use pi as a pi. You might have done 16 times pi.
Of course you didn't use pi as a pi.
That's bad.
Of course you didn't use pi as a pi. Pi was a pi.
It's right here. It says pi.
Then hopefully very, very delicious.
Okay. Next. What?
That's amazing. Yes, Pythagorean triple. It's easy. It's nice. It's whole numbers. It's beautiful. Okay. In your notebooks. I'll get you. We are going to do, in your notebooks right under that, a little quick review about, actually, I lied. Sorry. I'm going to do something else first. Why did you close me out there, boss? You just died?
Yeah.
All right, let's look at this. Let us look. Lettuce. So, we are not looking at the horse. I'll give you a hint at what we're looking at. Looking at the roof. What do we notice about the roof here? Cecilia. Ah. Hush. Doesn't have a lot of what? Matthew, I'm about to kick you out. It'd be one thing if this little crew here was doing well and paying attention and could do what I asked, but you can't. So it needs to stop. Jokes aren't funny if you can't do the work. Okay? If you want to make jokes in here, then show me you know how to do the work. I'm tired, Major, of this little laughing thing. If you think it's so freaking funny that I'm pissed at people failing the class and not being able to do what we do in the math class, not being able to do what we do when we're building, then you can leave. It's not funny to me. I don't think it's very funny to your parents either. Had some real fun conferences with some of our parents. So stop. Clear? Cecilia, what were you saying? Almost flat. Very true. What's that word we know that describes almost flat? Words that describe how that is. Taylor. Okay, slant. What else we got? Slant is really close to what I want you to say. Slope! Oh, ding, 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 whatever, whatever. Okay, it doesn't have very much slope. In a roof, does anyone know what it's called? Arden?
No.
On a roof, Levi, before you burst?
Pitch.
Hey, it's called pitch.
First too.
Okay, sorry.
It's in the book.
There you go. Look ahead. Okay? In a roof, it's called pitch. Okay? So this roof has a low pitch. It is not very steep. It has a small slope. Okay? Next, what about that one? Very low pitch. In fact, what is it, Ian? It has no pitch.
Yes, it does.
Okay? It's what number would represent that?
180 degrees.
It's an angle of 180 degrees, and we're talking about pitch or slope. What did I say? 0. 0. Why would you want a 0? Yeah, why would I want that? When? Sam, what did you say?
And there isn't much rain.
When there isn't much rain, or you don't have a lot of really perfectly flat roofs here in the Northwest. It rains. Mariah, what else? Oh, that's why you might want a flat roof? Yeah, you might want a flat roof, because then you can, you know, you've ever seen like roofed gardens and stuff? Andrew? Yeah, it doesn't have gutters. It's on a lake or something. What else? Ian? You probably say that again? Sure, it's probably simpler to build, right? Would you guys rather build a truss or a flat roof? Yeah, we already know that. You're like, oh, flat. Arden.
So that's not actually. That roof does have a slant. It's just very slight.
Think so?
Yes.
Maybe. Right? So, you don't know that? Okay, cool. Good. Then you and I are going to make a bet later. I like overconfidence. Perfect. Okay, next roof. What do we know here? What do we got? Plenty of pitch. In fact, it looks like some of the houses around, you know.
Okay.
What?
Over 9,000.
What about this one, though?
I'm clenching too much.
Yeah. You said. Why'd you say German house?
Because I have lots of snow.
Because most of the houses in
Is
Germany
that your
are
house,
really
Miss Dudley?
Wish.
Germans
That
they
looks
have
like a
lots
shack.
of snow, so they need.
Yeah, so like, right, if you're thinking like German or like some, like these high altitude like cottages, right? They get a lot of snow. You don't want that snow building up on your roof. That's heavy. It caves your roof in. Bad situation. Okay. So sometimes you might have a higher pitched roof, lower pitched roof. So also we will find out apparently. Well, we'll see the fun situation later. Of that you can have a roof with like a negative pitch. Yeah, that's what I said. Miss Horatio over here is like, yeah, it's fantastic. I don't know what you said.
Interesting.
Why would you have why would you have that? This whatever it's called. Taylor, what? Do you have a roof like that? You good, man. I didn't even think there. Hold on. Shh. Hush.
What, Johan?
Shh. Hold on, I'll tell you.
A little swamp, street water, like around it.
In Rome, like ancient Rome. So like in history, if you I've never learned that. Like in ancient Rome, that's how they often would build things to collect water, so they can, they didn't have like irrigation in ancient Rome, but they would use the rain and stuff to collect water and use it. Yeah.
Does the entire roof have a pitch, or is it like a cross section of each roof has a different pitch?
It could have different pitches, right? If we look at this, clearly this like front balcony has a different pitch than the side.
But like,
For the butterfly roof, for what he's talking about?
no, like this is the entire roof. Does the entire roof have one pitch value, or is it like?
No, so like side, so like whatever's the same, if you think about like a plane, like a sheet of paper, right? So one side, you could have roofs, they sometimes have like really, I think it's kind of fancy, but it's because I don't know anything. But like you could have a house that has like one side's like this and then the other side's like steeper. They make like, so this has one pitch and that has a different pitch on the roof. So whatever side is all the same, that's one pitch and then there's another
One
pitch.
side has a pitch.
Right. Okay. So we're talking about pitch. We also heard the word, and now we're in our notebooks, we also heard the word slope. So you have heard that word before, and in fact, you've learned a lot of stuff about slope before. Slope, what do you think of? Luis. Huh? Steepness? Arden.
Mythbusters and their giant water slide.
Cool, okay, but that's not helping me. Duke. Yeah, specific, like math things. Dahlia. Graphs? What do you know about slope, though? Sam?
I think of like x, y, linear, and x times, and x plus b, linear.
mx plus b, linear. Y equals mx plus b. Yes, you are correct. What is this? What does this do for me? Equation of what? Not slope. No, not y-intercept. No.
That's when you solve
This is an equation that helps you graph.
a linear equation.
Oh my goodness. Woo! Equation to graph a line. Okay, this is the equation to graph a line. Now, yes, you used some great words in there. Had some x, y, some y-intercept, some slope, all nice things. Which one of these, though, because I'm not worried about the equation of a line, I'm talking about slope. Which one of those is slope? Mariah? The
The M, the MX, the B, the Y equals?
It's the M.
Let's go with M. The M specifically is the slope. That's the part we're talking about today. What else do we know about slope specifically, Finn? Yes. In there with steepness. How do I find slope?
Oh. You divide by y by x.
More general, more general.
Okay.
How, I am so amazed. This is fantastic. No one? Nothing?
The height by the length.
Levi, I'm trusting you. Yeah, thank you. The slope is rise over run. Rise over run. You've all heard that like a bazillion times. Yeah? No? You've never heard rise over run? Oh, good. I know who's taking my class next year. Maybe you want to call it like rise over tread? I don't know.
I've heard that before. I've heard it in multiple different forms, but yeah, no.
Where this is the rise? Shh. Rise over run? Shh. Okay? Yeah, you can also do stop. We also might talk about this as the rise over the tread for our stairs. Okay? Does anyone know, if I was giving you this example. How would you find the slope between those? Don't do it necessarily, but does anyone know how would you find the slope between those? Mickey?
Well, actually, wait. Which one's the starting?
It's 6 over 2.
You would go. Let's see.
6 over 2?
It's 6 over 4.
6 over 4.
Oh, yeah.
How would I do it though? You're saying numbers, but you didn't tell me how.
Divide.
I'm asking how you would find the slope, not like what are you getting.
Divide 6 by 1, you get 6. Divide 4 by 2, you get 2. Okay, graph the line.
Oh, but
No.
Graph
Okay.
and then
You guys, no one's ever heard of, have you ever found slope? Tell me, really, you know you've been asked to find slope before. Cool. Now, here's one of the things.
no, don't let him say it. Let us start.
Here right now is living proof. I know, like I would be willing to bet that your teachers have taught you a slope formula, mostly because I hear a lot of you telling me to try and divide some combination of these two numbers. I don't want to hear hands. Cool. Okay? Here's proof right here. Why formulas are lame. You've all learned a slope formula before. I know it. It's part of the 7th and 8th grade curriculum. And some people even started like in 5th grade. You've learned slope before. We don't remember because it's a formula. It's lame. Okay? But we do know, we should know that slope is rise over run. And I did hear you, Mickey, say, if I wanted to find the slope between these two things, and I need to know the rise over the run, these two things are points on a graph, how could I do that? No, put your hand down. How could I find it? If these are points on a graph and I need to know how far it goes up, how far it goes over,
Wait,
what would I do first?
you divide it on the.
Put it on the graph. Thank you.
I said that, Miss Sylvie.
I know, I said you said that. I even said that you said that, Mickey. I would love it if you guys were actually on graph paper. I am not. But if I put these on here, 1, 2, and 6, 4. Thankfully, I'm good at drawing fake graphs. You should put those exactly on your graph. Like, you should not make a crappy graph like I made because you all have graph paper in front of you. Put those on there, and then please take 45 seconds on your own, without talking, not talking to anyone else, on your own.
Write down what you think the slope is, not what your partner thinks the slope is, or we'll pick your head up.
Oh.
You have 15 more seconds to make sure you have an answer written down, even if it's wrong, for what you think the slope is. Five seconds left right now. All right, you now have 45 seconds as a team to come up with the agreed upon what's your one team's answer for the slope here. What is it?
What do you guys think? Yeah, so you would like, you would recently find like the other two. Because you want from one, right? Yeah, okay, so two. You guys say
All right, that's time. So, look, let's hear a few different answers. Kimani. 5. Meta. Like Duke. Levi.
Two milliliters.
Chris. Huh?
That's what we got. Quick one.
For real?
Problem number one.
Shh. Maybe you should start looking in the book. Don't tell him to quit looking in the book.
Go down.
Nice try. You wanna know what's funnier? Yeah, is it funnier the one who knows what's happening because they looked ahead, or the one who doesn't know what's happening because they're not even paying attention to what I'm currently saying?
Oh.
Major, right? I mean, I'm just saying. I think you're pretty tough right now. What? Okay. So, as I look at this, no one has anything different.
Oh yeah, we know that.
No one has anything different?
Oh no,
What?
yeah. What is that?
Anything else? Shh. 3, 1? 3, 1 or what? Is that really what you got?
It's 5/2. 1/3. 1/3.
Okay, so I'll tell you what. Obviously, hopefully, maybe it's not obvious. Should we have different answers?
No.
Yes. We should have different ideas of what they're doing.
No, should we? Are there going to be different slopes?
No.
Is there a way to find, is it rising either 2 or 3?
Maybe.
No. It's rising how much it rises. It's not, like, arguable. Okay? This is not an arguable point right here. To say, from here, if I go up from 2 to 4, how many did I go up?
2, no matter what. And as I go over, here I'm at 1, and I go over to 6. From 1 to 6, 5. Now, so it's 2 and 5. Hopefully that means we can go ahead and say, like, this is weird, and this is weird.
I didn't know you could just make it too loose.
Now, but now you're now, which of these are correct? KG. The second one. Let's talk about that second one, shall we? Slope right here is rise over run. Looking just at this, it is a ratio. It is a fraction. This is automatically wrong.
2 over 5 is the third one.
Okay, 5 also doesn't have enough. Okay,
Yeah, fourth one.
You're welcome.
These, right, rise. It goes rise, run, rise, run. 2 over 5 would be good. This, I just don't like.
You just don't put decimals in your fractions.
Numerically, if I look at it, 2 divided by 5 and 1 divided by 2.5, correct. Numerically correct. But I just don't like it. Okay?
Just don't put decimals in your
Here, though, these 3 representations, oh, this one also not so good. We're backwards, upside down. These 3 are fantastic. In fact, these are the 3 ways you are going to be representing slope. Okay? So here, in your notes, please. Slope can be written as a fraction, like 2 over 5. A decimal, like when you actually divide those and get 0.4, or as a percent. How do I change a decimal into a percentage? Austin. Mathematically. What moves my decimal 2 to the right?
Multiply by 100.
There we go. Times 100. Which would make this 40%. Yeah. No.
Those are also non-sounds.
All right. Huh? So you guys today are going to be working on some slope stuff. You're going to get 2 different things.
We're gonna get a duck.
But don't let me touch the screen because I will say because I will say
Where did the real one?
We will let you take that string.
Hey, shush. Again, here's did you do it?
Not that one.
Here's the deal. You had better believe that when we give you a set of directions, you need to pay attention. If you go outside and act like an idiot, you are going to be kicked out. And I'll just send you to Mr. McMahon's office because I'm not dealing with your inability to follow directions. Then how about just zip it and pay attention?
Pay attention.
It's pretty easy.
Ask questions, pay attention.
Okay. Are you pulling?
I'm just holding. I'll let you do. Okay.
So, you're going to get 2 things. One thing that you're going to get is a line level. Okay? This is a line level. It's a line, and level is a horizontal thing, right? Keeping things level.
Do we know how to read a level?
Yes.
Did you turn that off?
I just covered it because I was
Cool,
getting
that's fine.
blinded.
Right. If I look at this, watch out. There's a bubble, and you want the bubble to be between the two lines. Okay? If it's not, you need to change it until the bubble is between the two lines. Okay?
Explain that one.
If that one, right, you can see my desk is not level, has a bunch of tick marks, it still needs to be at
No,
zero.
Touching the zero.
Touching the zero?
Just touching the zero, and then
Oh.
it tells you the
Fine.
amount of slope for every foot. Yep, the front of that bubble just touches the
Nailed
black
it.
line right
Nailed
there.
it.
Right, black
Oh.
line right there. Yeah.
If it's past.
Okay.
Then it's going uphill.
If you leave it on the desk.
So,
Desk is on.
here's what you guys are going to do. When you are finding, Tommy, sit down. When you are trying to find, you are going to be measuring, what does this measure? Rise or run?
Wait, no, right.
Right.
Because I didn't know.
Run.
What are you talking about?
Okay.
Talking about the
Right now, if Mr. Hershey and I were to measure this, we would put, if it was going from his hand to my hand, and we were to use a measuring tape to measure that distance, would we be measuring rise or run? Run. Okay, awesome. So, this, right, level is horizontal. Plumb is vertical straightness. Okay, this is a plumb bob. It helps you know if something is plumb. So when you guys are measuring the stairs, the line level will measure rise. Well, you'll help you measure rise. Either stop or get out. Okay? The plumb bob is going to help you measure rise. I might have just said that backwards. The line level is going to measure run, help you measure run. The plumb bob is going to help you measure rise. Okay? You are going to measure 3 different things. Okay? So, for each thing when we go outside, the first thing you are going to measure is 1 step. Alright, this is 1 step. Look at what 1 step is. And you will obviously measure the rise, and you will measure the run. You will measure 1 step. You will then measure at least okay? Then you will measure at least 4 steps. Now, a note about measuring steps. Okay? If you start from the top step, it will not work. When I'm trying to measure at least 4 steps, you are measuring, you'll put up your line level from the corner of a step. And it'll come out. And you'll hold it and it'll be level. And then someone will drop the plumb bob. Okay? So that you are measuring 1, 2, 3, 4 steps. The distance you will need to measure, Malachi, you maybe want to pay attention. Just maybe. You. Yeah. Notice how you weren't paying attention before? That's smart. Okay? The rise will be from here to here. Is your rise, or your run. Okay? That will be your run from the corner of the step all the way to the plumb bob. And then the rise will be again from the corner of the step all the way up towards the line level will be your rise. Okay? Yes.
But the plumb bob can't fit into the corner, can it?
You don't, it can. You have, most of them are washers and it will be fine. Okay? So, you are going to measure 1 step, at least a series of 4 steps, and then you're also going to measure the handrail. Okay? A few things. Do you have those papers? I have them. I know that. When we go A, outside, and B, through the hallways, you are to be quiet. All of these directions are on here. Okay. A few things. Worth noting. Okay, first, you're going to be traveling around the school. Do not disrupt other classes. Okay? Here's all the stuff that you need. We'll talk about that in a second. And for each set, A, B, C, D, and E, you're going to do 3 things. Slope of 1 step, a set of at least 4 steps. You can do more, just not less. And the slope of the handrail. Here are the 5 locations you will be in. The main steps in the front of the school. The south steps. When you go out of the school and you're facing downtown, you are facing west. So south would be that way, right? If I'm facing west, there's south, there's north, there's east. Okay? The south steps here. And once you're done with those 2, you're going to do them in order. Do A, then B. Then we'll go inside and there's steps to the auditorium, down to the cafeteria, and in the main hallway. Okay? So, right now without talking, points in. Okay? So, whoa. Okay. Whoa. For 1. Okay? Each person is going to be turning in their own paper. You need to have so you should, hopefully most of you have at least 2. You at least did the main steps and the south steps. For the main steps, you should have 3 different slopes. If we read the directions, I know I'm getting a little crazy with that. Okay, if you read the directions on your paper, it says here, slopes need to be given in fraction form and percentage. It says it right here. So for the main steps, you should have 3 different fractions and 3 different percentages. Now, I heard some of you getting a little bit into the questions on the back. Okay? You need to have 3 different fractions and 3 different percentages right here. Like it says, for the main steps and for the south steps. You still have 10 minutes. Okay, I need these questions on the back answered. For number 15, I'm going to guess that you didn't notice this. I will just warn you. 5, not 15, that there are 14 steps on the main steps. Okay?